Hey, happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. Make sure that you go right now to your Team Cup threads and do an all call for anyone that's missing. And if your Team Cup captain is not on here yet or cannot be present tonight, make sure that you just grab the bull by the horns and step up in leadership. Anyone can go do an all call. Yes, thank you. Love it. I'm going to go ahead and just quick share my screen and we're going to get this party started because it is Team Cup month, and Team Cup month for me is all about helping you get wins. So hold on, let me adjust my screen, make sure I'm able to see y'all still. Cool. Okay, so the goal of Team Cup, first of all, show of hands, who is doing Team Cup for the first time? Who is on their very first Team Cup? Nicole, Holly. Okay, I love it. This is amazing. And I love that you are taking the leap, because Team Cup truly it's really, here's the secret sauce. A lot of times people are like, oh, Team Cup is the thing that boosted my business. But I personally think that Team Cup teaches you how to actually work this business. You know what I'm saying? There are people who there's a pre-Team Cup and then a post-Team Cup where it's wow, all of a sudden, my business changed. But what you're going to learn tonight, it's not that your business is going to change, it's that your habits are going to change. Your habits are going to change. It's so good. So the goal of Team Cup from Beachbody's perspective is hit Success Club, win prizes. I mean, that's what it is. Hit Success Club, win prizes. And let me talk to you about prizes really quick, because I talked with my Team Cup team this morning, and I asked them, are you an extrinsically motivated person? Meaning you love the rewards, you'll do anything for a freaking tank top, right? Or are you more intrinsic and internally motivated, where maybe, you don't want to let other people down, or you don't want to let yourself down, right? You set standards for yourself and you're I have to meet the standards that I set for myself. So real quick in the chat, tell us, are you more of an internal, intrinsically motivated person? Are you more of an external? I'm seeing a little bit of both, because you can probably see in some ways where you push yourself internally, but also you'll do a little something shady for a tank top. Yep, I see it. Okay, internal for Ash, intrinsically, yep, both for Amanda. Yeah, I'm a little bit of both too, and I think that's okay. I think it's important though that you know how you tick, because if this swag, these prizes don't do it for you, but you don't want to let your teammates down, let that be the driver. You know what I'm saying? If you're I don't want to be the one to be sorry guys, didn't make it happen, because in a second we're going to go over why that's huge this month. But if that's your driver, allow that to drive you in a healthy way. That can be a positive motivator if you use it as such. We'll talk about that tonight too. But some of the prizes that you can expect, number one, that are just for Team Cup month, is if you personally on your team hit Success Club, you're going to get a 90-minute training workshop with Brendan Burchard. Remember, he was our keynote at Summit. He's so good, right? And so all you have to do is be registered for Team Cup, which check, I'm pretty sure everybody on this call is, and then qualify for Success Club 5 in the month of August. Okay. All right. So that's prize number one. Prize number two is if everyone on the Team Cup team hits Success Club. This is where that I don't want to let people down thing comes into play. You get 100 bonus points, and you're probably who cares, Britt? 100 bonus points. What does that mean? You want to know what bonus points mean, y'all? Money, dollars, dinero. Hello, $100. Okay. You get 100 of them in your bank account. Now, the reason it's bonus points is, if you hit a negative week and they have to pull, there's details to that. But in general, just think bonus points equal dollars. Okay. So $100. Hello. Who here could use $100 in August? Is there something you can think of immediately that you're I'd spend money on that? Yeah. Okay. And do you want to be the teammate that doesn't get to gift that to your fellow teammates, right? I want to be the teammate that's I did everything I could so that y'all could have $100, right? Be that kind of teammate. This is huge, but everybody on your team has to qualify for Success Club 5. Okay. The next two prizes are based on where you rank in points. And each week we're going to get an email from Beachbody that will show you where you're ranking based on the type of team you are, whether you're a star diamond team or a diamond team, and where you're ranking in the network. And so for the top 100 there's a membership to Brendan Burchard's Growth Day app. Okay. And if you are Team Cup champion based on the, again, based on the type of team you are, that's 1,000 bad boys in your bank account. Okay. 1,000. So maybe, I don't know. You could go for it. 1,000, right? The other prizes we get that in Team Cup months, like, sometimes they become secondary because we're really like focused on the shiny object of like the Team Cup prize, is that you still qualify for your Success Club rewards prizes from 2022. So if you've never hit Success Club before, and this month is your first month hitting it, you'll also get that Team Beachbody Crossbody bag. In the 3-month, if you're hitting your 3-month prize, you'll get this, it's like a tentacle phone mount thing. I don't know. I can't tell you about it because the second I pulled it out of the box for me, I broke it. So don't ask me, ask Kristen or Leah or Leah. I'm sure Annie, somebody has that tentacle and they're using it and they like it. I broke mine. The 6-month prize, Kristen just showed it off. It is this sleeveless hoodie. So if you're coming up on 6 months, or you're like, I want that 6-month prize before the year's up, you can gun for that. There's a Sherpa after 9 months. It doesn't have to be consecutive. It's just of the year. So if you can qualify 9 months out of 2022, you get this Sherpa lounger. And the 12-month prize, if you are somebody gunning for all 12 months, SC in 2022, you're going to get a Lululemon Beachbody branded jacket. The other prize is something that you're seeing a lot of your teammates going for right now, and that's a Success Club rewards trip. If you are not currently enrolled for the 2023 trip that will all be going on to Mexico in March, I think it is, if you didn't qualify yet for that, the work you do now qualifies you for the trip in 2024 because they open that registration to kick off the year. So in January, February, March, you're going to be seeing people registering for the 2024 trip. They don't get to register for this trip, you guys, by sitting on their hands. They register for it because of the work they did in the previous year. So your work starts now. So if you're like, I kind of want to be on one of those trips, it looks pretty cool. It's right now. It's the work you do. You're looking forward at that prize. Yeah. So that's like the main goal of Team Cup is hitting Success Club, get some swag, right? Get the prizes. This is the actual goal in my heart. This is why, I come in here and I like, I could give you Beachbody's Team Cup training. Like y'all could go watch that, but I want you to know where my heart is and what I want to see happen in your business and just in your experience, right? As you go into August, I think the actual goal is that you're building habits that last beyond the month. I want you to learn habits. The thing that breaks my heart the most, you guys, if you want to know how you break Brittany's heart, it's when you go all in and you build amazing habits and then you just stop. Because then I'm like, for what? Like, where was the lesson? What did you learn? Like, what are you taking with you? I pray that you guys build habits this month that go beyond the month of August. I hope that you build confidence in yourself because this is the thing for me. You might have been already setting goals with your Team Cup team. And if not, we'll talk about that. But if you've already been setting goals with them, I believe that we build confidence when we keep promises to ourselves. And so if you promise not only you, but your team, I'm going to hit Success Club in August. We're doing this. And then you do it. Imagine how much more confidence you're going to have as a coach going into September. I know it will build that in you. I also think the actual goal is that you build your community. I know without a shadow of a doubt, y'all tell me all the time, Brittany, y'all crack me up when you say this, Brittany, I love you so much, but I don't want to be a part of Inspire Beauty. I want to make my own thing. I want my own community just like this. First of all, this is where it starts. Second of all, are you ready to work for it? Right? Because there's a lot of stuff I do behind the scenes to build a community that you get to see shiny on paper, right? But this is where it starts 2 by 2. So if we're looking at like go emerald again, right? In August, if that's one of your goals, 2 by 2 becomes a lot. 2 in August, 2 in September, 2 in October, 2 in December. That, my friends, that's your 8 that you need for diamond. And in those months, the next 4 or 5 months of the year, what if you are helping other people learn how to start their business and go emerald? I mean, you could be diamond easily by the holidays, simply because of right now. If you just start to adopt that mentality that 2 by 2 becomes a lot, right? So we're going to break down 3 areas tonight that I think are really important when we're talking about Team Cup month. Now, in the past, we've done this fun thing called Team Challenge. And unfortunately, fortunately, I am not doing that this month, only because I really want to see our leaders shine and start like taking their teams and like running with stuff versus like me dangling a carrot like I usually would do with this Team Challenge. But it's the same concept. So if you've been a part of Team Challenge before during a Team Cup month, where we really look at the habits and the actions behind the results we want, then this is going to be like a breath of fresh air for you. So the first thing is we have to learn how to control what you can control. In Team Cup month, okay, I cannot control what Becky says after I put up my transformation post. I can't control that. I can control if I decide to respond. I can control if I delete it, but I can't control what some troll on the internet wants to say about me today. I can't. I can't control if Sally wants to join me, even though she said she was excited and she was ready. Then she stopped talking to me. I can't control that. That's Sally's problem, not mine, right? So in Team Cup month, especially, if your outcome goal is something like Success Club 5 or Emerald Again, and you need people to make that happen, you have to really look at what are the things you can do during that month that are going to help you move the needle closer to that goal. Because again, we can't decide for other people when it's right for them. So things I can control. And here's a little habit tracker that I gave you guys today on the Emerald, not Emerald, but on the Level Up Beauty collab. Okay, so you can print off your PDF. You might want to print off 4 of these. Or again, these are things you could put in like a frame, just like I do with my workout, and check it off with a marker every day, right? Your workout, you can control that. You can control your supplements. You can control getting on Win the Morning. You can control how you check in and engage with your bod group. You can control what personal development you're leaning into this month. You can control when and how often and what you post on social media. And you can control doing power hours. Now, there's probably a huge, like a more gigantic list, but at its like root core this month, you can control these things. The way I see it, you guys, is I think about the last few years, and I think about how challenging, like back when everything started shutting down. And like no one, like people who went from seeing people all day, every day, went to like complete isolation. And I can't imagine not having this team through that to be able to get on Win the Morning and like see humans through a screen, right? I also think about after, like when the restrictions started to lift, but like life got really heavy, right? There was a lot of chaos that ensued, and a lot of hate came out, and just perspectives and opinions and division. And I think about how divided sometimes the external world can feel to me. But when I get in this bubble, I feel very unified on a common goal that all of us share together, which is that we want to be our best selves. We want to take care of ourselves, right? So I think about the last few years as a whole, and I think, could I have navigated this the way that I have if this was not in my life? And some of you guys came here not, right at the top of the pandemic. Maybe you're newer here, but still, do you think that you could navigate the life you are living today without this in your life? Like, are you navigating things better? I think I am. The other thing is, a lot of times when I talk about controlling what you can control, as women, especially in this industry, I love us all so much, but we are feely people, aren't we, girls, ladies? We feel our feels. And sometimes that's really a beautiful quality. Absolutely. Because I really am, like, I am an emotional creature to my core. And I know when my feelings aren't serving my goals. It's like when I say that I want to lose 5 pounds, but then when I don't feel like pressing play on my workout and showing up, it's not helping me. It's not serving me, right? And so are your feelings today serving the goals and the direction you're trying to go this month? If so, amazing. But if not, you've got to change it, because while your feelings are valid, you guys, your feelings aren't facts. When you have that person, and it happens to the best of us, and I've seen it in threads, that maybe even today, but recently, where it's like this person quit. And while we can feel that it's valid when a coach or a PC or a customer quits or cancels, the fact is you can't control that. And that has it's not a fact that if somebody cancels or quits, you're not cut out to be a coach. I think a lot of times we take our feelings of what someone else decided to do and we turn that into what that means about us. If you guys haven't watched Will Smith's apology, and this is like, you could like agree, not agree. This isn't a topic about like the Oscars or his outbreak or the way he behaved. This isn't about that, but this is like about someone who deep in their core believed that they made a mistake, have to take ownership of that mistake and how they're feeling, but also not allow that to dictate who they are to their core. You know what I'm saying? And ladies, we do this too much, where you have a loss, like someone says no, or you send out all the invites and you get nothing back. It's like, I went fishing all day and the net had nothing in it. And so all of a sudden you feel down about that, and you start to tell yourself that you're not good at coaching, or that people don't want to join you. And I'm sticking on this for long because I want you to know that this month your feelings are valid, but they're not facts. So if you have a day where something bums you out, feel it, tell your Team Cup team about it, right? And then wash your face, pick yourself back up, and go do something you can do. Go do something you can control. Every time I feel down, I have to choose one thing that's going to pick me back up, right? And you have the power to do that too. And my favorite part, you guys, is that the tools that like you personally need, like me and you need in our lives to alter our mind, our attitude, our feelings, it's literally this business. If you were to ask anybody, like if I were to take a poll and I knew nothing about health and wellness, and I were to ask people, hey, I'm not feeling very great lately, I'm kind of down on myself, what are some things you would suggest I should do to help me feel my best? You'd be like, well, Britt, you should get outside and move your body. Check. That's this business. Well, Britt, you should surround yourself with other positive people. Check. This business. Well, Brittany, food matters. What you put in your body, it's going to affect you. Like your gut health matters. We've learned that, right? Check. This business. Your mindset, Britt, like sometimes your thoughts, again, feelings aren't valid. They're valid, but they're not facts. Sometimes your thoughts that are looping in your head aren't serving you. And so maybe you should listen to a podcast that lifts you up, or music that boosts your mood, or I don't know, read a book that helps you grow in an area where you feel weak. Check. That's this business, you guys. The tools you need to help you change your mind, your attitude, your feelings are your job. Isn't that really cool? When I had a bad day as a teacher, no one, absolutely no one told me to go move my body. When I had a bad day as a teacher, no one, absolutely no one talked about the food I was putting in my mouth. No one talked about mindset. No one talked about who I was surrounding myself with. In fact, I would probably be encouraged when I was a teacher to just go home and drink some wine. Can I preach on a Monday for y'all? Your job, like this job is such a blessing because you get the tools that are actually helping you change and grow and level up on like an intrinsic, you want to talk about intrinsic, an intrinsic level that's going to exude on the exterior too. So number one, control what you can control. Every single one of you have the power to do that. Number two, stay connected and coachable. So the second piece of this habit tracker is really just a yes or a no. Are you doing it or are you not? Yeah. Like, did you listen to the national wake up call? Either you did it or you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Did you get on Monday team? My favorite, and I love, and they're going to hear the recording because they told me they were going to listen in. But my favorite, y'all know my favorite, and I'm being so sarcastic right now. I hope you can hear my sarcasm. I love when 5, 10, 15 minutes before any sort of event we're hosting, the feed starts blowing up with all the people who can't make it. It's my favorite. Not like, I don't want to hear that you're not coming. You're killing my freaking vibe. Like, I'm sorry, but you're either here or you're not. You know what I'm saying? You're either in your weekly, like you're either talking to your teammates in your thread or you're not. You're either active on Wednesday or you're not. You either do book club with one of the three of us. There, Grace, for real. You either do book club, right? Kristen has a book club option. I have a book club option. Leia's got a book club option. You either do that or you don't. Or freak, why don't you host a book club if you've got a different and a better book you want to read, right? Y'all have the power to do that. You either attend Super Weekend or you don't. So this is the thing. And this is what I've learned about staying connected and coachable, because it can be like, well, who really, it's just a national wake-up call, Brittany. It's just team training. Connected coaches get the best results. There is not a single person who you do not see on Monday. Tell me really quick. We just shouted out Leia for hitting SC for 2 years in a row. Do you see her on team calls? Does she watch the national wake up call? Is she okay? Kristen just hit 2 years in 1 month. Do you see her on Monday night team trainings? Right? She's hosting a book club. She's got a Super Weekend in Chicago that she's already got an Airbnb. Like, success leaves clues, my friends. So if you're like, man, I want Kristen's level of success. I want Leia's level of success. I want to be a coach like them. Hello, duplicate what they do. Success leaves clues. No one needs a shelter when it's sunny out. That's the hard part, right? Because I see it time and time again where it's like, well, I'm doing fine. My job's good. I love this. I love that. Of course, you don't need a shelter when it's sunny out, but it's probably better to build it before it starts storming. Because if anything from the last few years I've learned, storms hit. They hit. And I love so much that I don't love when storms hit. But like even Sarah today, if you don't know Sarah on our team, she's a preferred customer. She's not a business building coach, but she's a part of our team. She is not my personally sponsored coach, my friends. Okay. She is just a part of our team who is connected and coachable. And because of that, when her dog had days to live, we were able to support and surround her as a team and lift her up. I wouldn't be able to do that for Sarah if Sarah was never around, because I promise you there's probably plenty of people on this team that I didn't even know their dog was sick or that they got a hangnail or right. I'm being silly about that. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I don't know, because if you're not here, I don't know. So how can we support you when things are hard for you, when they're really hard for you, if you're not actually a part of it when things are good for you, right? And I know one thing, and we'll talk about this here in a second, but comparison and isolation kills joy. It kills momentum. Yeah. And we'll talk about this here in a second, but there's going to come a day in August where you're going to look at your Team Cup team and they're going to be getting wins and maybe you aren't, and you're going to be like bitter party of one, your table's now ready. But you don't want to tell anybody because you're like, I want to root for them, but I'm a little bit bitter. And so I'm just going to be mute in the thread. And that's not helping anybody. It's going to kill your joy to compare yourself. It's going to kill your momentum to isolate yourself. Last part is helping others get results too. So you guys, I firmly believe if we want to do this, the goal of Team Cup, then controlling what we can control, staying connected and coachable is going to then be the catalyst for helping others get results. We can't help others get results if we're not doing the work ahead of that, right? So I know the end goal is Success Club, but there's a lot of stuff that you have to do before that in order to make that happen. The last thing, you guys, to grow is the fruit. I'm learning this the hard freaking way as we are going through a gardening disaster over here, okay? A gardening disaster. The last thing to grow is the fruit, right? You plant the seed, you send the invite, you take care of things, you follow up, you show up on social, you're sharing your journey, you're excited, you're showing people what's possible, you're talking about why you're doing it, and nobody's joining. But remember that the last thing to grow is the fruit. So you have to do all this other stuff on the back end before you see the fruit of your labor pay off. And my friends, this is a business of a marathon mindset. You have to be willing to put in work long enough for it to pay off. It's just like your fitness. It's like the person who they do 1 week of 21 Day Fix, and on Sunday they lift up their shirt and like, do I have abs yet? And you're like, no, boo-boo, do another round. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do another round and then get in the kitchen with those containers. Like, let's talk about that, right? There's a lot that goes behind it. And you might not feel like you're paying, like it's paying off, but my friends, like, here's the thing you have to remember. Like, I just want this to like stick in your head all month long. You are closer to your miracle than you even know. You're closer to your breakthrough. You're closer to that thing that you really want. You are so close to it, but the only way you're going to ensure that you don't get it is you stop. Right? Like, I want you to wake up every day and be like, I'm so close to my breakthrough. I'm so close to my miracle. I'm so close to my goal. I always think about how my life's been impacted, because I know if you haven't listened to the National Wake Up Call today, like, please make sure that that is like top on your list tomorrow. But I know a lot of times we get like really nervous, especially in the beginning, about sending invites, right? But I'm going to talk about this in 2 ways. Number one, I love how she put it today, that you have to have an employee mindset. When you start this business, I know people are like, oh, it's your own business, like be a CEO, all that stuff. But when I started this business, my coach told me to do this. I had to do this because I had to trust that she had my best interest in mind. If you worked at, any sort of place where you had to make sales and your boss told you to, reach out to at least 5 people that watched the business's Instagram story today and connect them or give them an offer, you'd do it because your boss would fire you if you checked in and didn't do it. So right now, if you're not at a place in your business where you are like locked in, consistent, you need an employee mindset where it's like, my team cup captain told me I have to send 5 invites today. I have to send them. My coach told me that this is what I do to be successful. I have to do it. You don't get to pick and choose. And she used that analogy of like, if you were told to run a mile from your coach at track practice and you're like, I don't know if I want to run the mile. I think I'll go over here and I'll stretch instead. Well, you're not going to get the thing that's at the finish line of the mile if you don't do what they're telling you to do, right? So when I know about how my life's been impacted, and when I look at you guys through a screen and I see all that payoff, that's what gives me the courage and confidence. I think where we get stopped is we make it about us. You guys, you got to take the ego out of it. You know why you're worried about what other people are going to think of you? Because you're making it about you. You know why you're worried that Sally's going to be offended about your invite? Because you're making it about you. You're making it about how you're going to feel after it. It's not about you. Don't we do this because we want to help others? And so if you find yourself nervous to send the invite, I'm giving you a loving gut check today, some truth love. You're making it about you, and you've got to drop the ego because it's not about you, right? And like I said, I said this before, but just because we don't like ultimately control if Sally's going to join us or ultimately what their choice ends up being, it doesn't mean that you can't influence people. Okay. And this is where we get creative. This is where, I might throw in a prize or a reward, an incentive for somebody to join. I might get creative with the way I use my promo codes this month. Maybe I get creative. Maybe I need my teammates to go active, right? And so I get creative about how I can help them go active this month, maybe with the launch of the new Shakeology flavor on August 16th, right? Like I can get creative and influence people in the direction that I'm trying to get them to go. Yeah. So get creative. That's okay. That doesn't mean you don't have control, but you can be an influence for people. So some pro tips, if you were on my Team Cup team, sorry, they get all my pro tips this month, but I'll give you a couple of them. So pro tips for success. Mindset is everything. This is why personal development on the daily is key. Mindset will make or break you. If you are sitting here and you're already like feeling defeated, it's the mindset. And I know sometimes it's like, you could be like, well, what does that even mean? But like, do you ever just like get in a space where like you're super down, super out, and then you have like a chat with somebody, or you watch a show, or you eat a really special dinner or something, your environment changes and then your mood changes. That's what this is. That's why pouring personal development into my ears every day is such a game changer, because I'm putting like a suit of armor and protection around what's coming in before the world can tell me anything else. The other thing, like I said before, is celebrating her wins. When someone else on your team has success, that means it's possible for you. There's no like, you guys, there's no like, okay, in August, there's only 99 challenge packs. After 99 challenge packs are purchased, no one else can get one. Go. There is an unlimited amount of challenge packs to sell. You know what I'm saying? So just because somebody won, this is what you should be asking. What did you do? What did you say? How did that conversation go? Walk me through your win, right? So if somebody has success and you're feeling down about like where you're at, ask questions, dig deep, be coachable. Because here's the thing, we're going to bring 3 new people in our communities this month, 3 new people. That's all we're asking. Everyone here is committed to 3 new people, and that's not hard. My friends, some of you have been through hard things in your life, divorce, cancer, death, the last few years. Like I could continue with a list of things that are actually hard things to handle in life as human beings. So put it in perspective. Getting 3 people to join your group is not hard, right? They're out there. And a pro tip that I gave, it's not even on here, but it's a pro tip that I gave my team this morning is if your number is like, I'm going to put 3 new bodies in my boot camp, then put 1, 2, 3, either on your notebook where you see it every day, in your planner where you see it every day, or I have a whiteboard that's like behind my screen right now. You can't see it on my wall. And that's where my numbers are, because those are open spots. Oh my gosh.
Is there something?
Nope, Siri, there's not. Okay. Talking with my hands and Siri thinks we're talking. But I leave those spaces open. So if my goal is 10 new people added in this month, I have 10 spots. And as the month goes and I start filling in spots, names take those spots, right? So give yourself a visual. How many people? And then make a visual for that. One thing Olivia said today on our Team Cup check-in call was that she was committed to helping 1 person every week. And if you do that, think about that. That's actually 4 people before the month is over. And so what an awesome goal, because you'll surpass Success Club with 4 people, right? So you're not looking for 100 people this week. You're looking for 1 person who's ready. And then next week, you're looking for 1 more person that's ready. Okay. For me, I set non-negotiable behaviors and actions, and I stick to them for the full 31 days. So it comes back to that like habit tracker, right? It starts with me and control what you can control. So maybe I'm going to send 5 invites every day for 31 days. What is your business non-negotiable behavior and action that you can do for 31 days? Drop it in the chat. Like, I want you to really own this. What is one thing? And the smaller y'all, the better, right? Like, I'm not asking you to, because if it's too grandiose, you're not going to stick to it. But 5 people every day for 31 days, that's 150-ish people, right? Like, that's a lot of people that you're going to talk to. And then follow-ups. We're gonna break down, you guys, in the next few weeks. Like, this whole month, every Monday night is going to be pure gold for you, because it's really going to be exactly how you get people into your bod groups. But follow-ups, we're going to talk about this later in the month. They're a sign you care. It means you care. I personally think it's ickier when someone comes in my inbox, they invite me to buy a cream, and then they never check back in. In fact, I don't reply to people the first, the second, or the third time they ask me a question about their cream and ointment. I actually wait for them to follow up with me like a lot of times, because then I know they're serious. If they only ask me once, they're not serious. And I'm not going to buy from somebody who's not serious about what they're selling. If somebody is persistent and keeps coming in my inbox and is like super passionate about what they're doing, and they really think I could benefit from it, and they'd love to have me in their like circle, right? Maybe we'll talk. I'm not going to answer somebody on their first invite. That's just me. But that's also because I understand the power of the follow-up. And so I'm waiting to see who's serious. Are you serious about actually, again, it goes back to the ego. If it's about you, you'll send the invite, you'll close your phone, you'll walk away, and you won't even care about it anymore. You'll be like, oh, they hate me. They didn't say anything back. But the person who's like, no, like Sally really needs this. You're like, Sally, I know you're probably super busy. Totally get it. Did you see my message? Right? Like that's going to show that you care. You guys, case in point, let me see if I can pull it up fast here. I sent an invite to a dear friend of mine, Judy. I say dear friend, I don't know Judy. She's somebody I met on the internet many years ago, but I've invited Judy for a long freaking time. Judy still has not joined me. I sent Judy yet another invite last week, and she said, hey, Britt, how are you? Thank you for always circulating back to me. Give me the details. That's the power of the follow-up. Thank you for always coming back. Thank you for always inviting me. Thank you for always thinking of me. Those are so powerful, you guys. Now, does everybody thank me profusely? No, not at all. But when I get that, it keeps me going. It reminds me of why I do the follow-ups. That fuels my fire because you never know when the timing's right for somebody. Okay, couple more pro tips. Steal this invite, okay? So easy. Hey, sister, don't know if you saw, but I'm kicking off a Back to Basics bootcamp. I just wanted to extend the invite. Love to do this together. Can I send you the info? Steal it. Use it all month long. Another one, they watched your workout this morning. Go back to your story from this morning where people watched your workout clip, right? Hey, you should totally do this with me. Can I send you the sample of this? Right? And here's the thing with Lift More. I know we're launching Lift More tomorrow with customers. I know Lift More isn't for everyone because not everyone's done Lift 4. But what if you gave them options? What if you did a group where everyone is doing Lift 4 or Lift More and they got to decide which one they wanted to do? So you can do the classic original 4 days a week, about 30 minutes a workout. Or if you want to go like crazy all in, you could do the new one 5 days a week, 35 to 45 minutes. What do you think? Which one do you want to do? Right? Give them options. It doesn't have to be Lift More or bust. They can also do Lift 4. And then imagine this right now. You get somebody started with Lift 4. Okay. They start with Lift 4. They do Lift 4 while you do Lift More or whatever. Maybe you're doing Lift 4 too. I don't know. But they do Lift 4. Who do you think is going to be a prime candidate to upgrade to a Lift More challenge pack in a few months? That person. Start them with the Fire and Flow challenge pack, or start them with the just a regular challenge pack and use your promo code, get them a real good deal. Start them with Shakeology. And then when they're ready to do Lift More in a couple months, now you have a customer that's coming back to you, falling in love with programs. They're going to level up and do Lift More and get more results. Remember, we're helping people get results, right? They're going to do that. And then you could have them try Energize and Recover, right? Like that's just being creative about how you can keep somebody around longer and get them to fall in love with the product. So it does not have to just be Lift More just because that's what's coming out tomorrow. At the top of every week, craft a list of people that you can reach out to and let them know you're thinking of them, right? So set that number every week. What is your base minimum for invites? And it might help you at the beginning of the week, because I know most of you guys are like busy and you're like on the fly. You're like, I don't know who I'm going to talk to. What if every Sunday night you sat down and you made a list of 50 people? I don't know, 50 people. And you know what? 50 people, I think they would love this. I'm going to reach out to all 50 this week, and we're going to connect, and I'm going to talk to them about my group. And then you work down that list. And then at the end of the week, okay, got through those 50, follow up with some people. Next week, I'm going to make a new list of a new 50 people. And every week you do that, right? Your energy and enthusiasm, you guys, is contagious. So if you're not excited, like it's a fresh look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? When I'm not excited about what I'm doing, I can tell because my business suffers. I have to create my own energy and excitement for what I'm doing. And typically it has to be something that I need. So I'm not going to do a group that is not something I need right now, right? So think about, what do you need at this place? Are you getting ready to go back to school, or the kids going back to school? Like, what's going on in your life? Like, what would you benefit from? You'll be more energized and enthusiastic to host that group when it's focused on something you also need. Making no's fun, because every no you get means you're getting closer to your yes. You can't over talk about your group. Share, but when you share, again, share why. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing Lift More? Why are you, doing Lift 4 first? Why are you doing a back to basics boot camp? I don't know. Like, what is your group, but why? That's what people want to know. That's what people want to know. And this month, you guys, a lot of times we overlook our warm market, our Facebook people. But this is where your new challengers are typically going to come from. They're probably not going to come from some rando on the internet that you've never talked and you never met, even though it's easier to send that invite to that person because, like, you don't know them anyway. I understand that, but I promise you, your wins and your rewards are going to be with people that you probably have a connection with. When I look at our team and I look at how our team's been formed over the years, it's warm market. Kristen joined our team because we knew each other in real life from Orange Theory Fitness. And then we went separate ways, but stayed friends on Facebook. And so we knew each other in real life. Leia joined this team because her daughter and I got connected at Orange Theory. Oh God, like, look at all these Orange Theory connections, right? But these are people in real life. And so then Leia and I became connected because of her daughter, right? And I look at other people on our team who have joined, and very few of you guys, some of you guys are magical unicorns, and I freaking love you. You're people on the internet who you just followed me for long enough that we built trust. But I promise you, like, I even think of like the Jens of the world or the Leahs of the world. Y'all, I talked to Leah and I talked to Jen for years before they joined me. So your wins are going to come from people who you probably have. Your wins are probably not going to be the Jens or the Leahs if you haven't been talking to people for years, is what I'm trying to say. Your wins are probably, that doesn't mean you don't invite them, because you could start planting the seed now for those future Leahs, those future Jens. But if you want the wins this month, do not overlook warm market. Do not overlook Facebook. Do not overlook the people that you probably know in real life and have seen and had a conversation with face to face. So post call, this is your homework as we wrap up. Business trackers, print out at least 4, right? You need at least 4 business activity trackers for the month. So make sure they're just 4 is printed out. And you know what, while you're doing it, do yourself a favor, print out enough for the rest of the year. Why not, right? Because the momentum you create in August, you're going to want to keep doing that in September. Because remember, let me get back to the very top up here. The actual goal is not to print off 4 trackers and go all in August and then peace out in September. The actual goal is to build the kind of habits that last beyond August. So do yourself a favor and just go ahead and print out, I don't know, like 52 for a year. That'd be good. Get them spiral bound. I don't know. Knock your socks off. Team Cup habit tracker. That's this stuff I just showed you. And I gave you guys the PDFs today, but it's also added into we have a Google Drive for our team. It's been added into that Google Drive as well. So you can find it in there. As a team and individually, make sure you've set goals and you write them down. Today on our call with my team, I wrote down everybody's goals. I wrote down, how are they motivated? I wanted to know, how is my team motivated? Is it with a t-shirt or is it by not letting other people down? I want to know how they tick. So I wrote all that down, but then afterwards I took it back to our thread and I put it in the thread so that everybody saw, as a leader, I'm listening. Because my biggest goal is I want to see every single one of you get your wins. That's what I'm doing. That's the work I'm putting in this month. So I'm trying to help all of you get your wins. Commit to contributing and updating daily in your Team Cup thread. I'm sure you already have your threads made, okay? But if you don't have a message thread made for your Team Cup team, go do that after the call and make sure that you're in there every day. How are you contributing? Again, I know sometimes there's going to be a storm or you're going to be frustrated, but if you never contribute anything positive and you only come in there with the storms, it gets old real quick, right? So be the kind of person that you come in when it's sunny, you come in when it's great and contribute. And then that way, when you're having a rough day, your friends take it more seriously, right? You're not just always like the boy who cried wolf. If you haven't already, plan a 30-minute check-in Zoom chat to discuss where you guys are at and push one another. Highly suggest making this closer to the top of the week, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday-ish time. So that way, you have that fresh week energy with one another when you're checking in. Everybody can schedule at least 5 action hours in your planner per week. And if you're like, I don't know what to do during an action hour, Britt, I got you. If you go on to the collab under our guides tab, you will see a plethora of power hours that you can press play on and just follow along. They're guided. Okay. Make sure that Monday team trainings and national wake up calls are in your planner as non-negotiables. Remember I said, Kristen, Leia, you want to be like them? You want to build teams like them? They're always on trainings. They're always listening and contributing to the national wake up call. Do those things where success leaves clues, right? Make an exhaustive list of people to reach out to this week. Don't wait. You do not have to wait. And decide what you can control. Bonus tonight, lay out those workout clothes, get your energized set out somewhere, get your PD set out for the morning, and commit to winning your morning routine. Because I believe that if you are committing to winning your morning, everything else is going to flow from this. I firmly believe that. If you can win your morning, you're going to have more energy. You're going to be more excited. You're going to know what to share on social because you're going to be on your journey and like in your journey, right? So everything else will just flow so much more naturally versus like, I feel stuck because you're not actually like going all in on your journey. Remember, your journey is your job. And so that's the thing you got to take the most serious this month is how can you show up and be the kind of woman, be the kind of person that others want to join? Because you're doing things that they're inspired to do. You're doing things that they're like, wow, I wish that I could be as disciplined. I wish that I could be as focused. I wish I was motivated. That's such a compliment, y'all. When people are like, I wish I was motivated like you. I sometimes want to slap people when they say it, right? But I love that because that means I'm doing my job. Because they're watching me thinking, wow, she's so motivated to show up every day. It means I'm doing my job. It's a compliment. So I just want to show you really quick where this is at. Can you guys see where I came into Level Up Collab? If you click on the guides tab there and you guys, if you're on your phone, it might be in the top left. There's like 3 lines now. You might have to click. There was an update on Facebook. So on our phones, it looks a little different. I'll show you on the screen here. If you can see, I'm holding this up. So right here in the top left corner above the banner, there's 3 lines. If you click on those 3 lines, you'll see guides has a light bulb next to it. And if you click on the guides tab there, it'll take you exactly where I'm looking right now. But if you look down a couple guides into guide 3, you'll see a bunch of power hours that you can follow. Here's a Friday follow-up, power 20s that I love, SC5, invite and follow up blitz, power hour to end the month strong, creating connections. And then this one is a little gem. If you click on all the power hour links, there's a Google Doc that has so many power hours. Y'all, there's enough here to get you through August. So if you are, show of hands, who's somebody that you're like, I'm uncomfortable when I sit down to work my business because I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Hey, I'm putting my hand up with you. Do you guys know that I follow my own power hours? Do you know that? I do. I will press play on myself and be like, okay, Britt, guide me. I need you, girl. Right? Like I follow my own power hours and I follow those sometimes too. Cause you know what? Hello, squirrel. We live in a world where there's a lot of things pulling for our attention. There's a lot of distractions and it helps me stay focused when I press play on one of those. And sometimes all I need to do is press play on one and that person gets talking and my energy gets moving and I'm like, I don't even need them anymore. I'm good. Right. And I can just go on my own. But sometimes I just need that like initial like kick, you know what I'm saying? And so do that for yourself. There's so many options. All right. I'm going to hit stop on the recording